What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. The Steelers just lost a tough one to the Philadelphia Eagles, 35-13. The Eagles now improved to 7-0 on the year, and the Steelers fall to a measly 2-6. And we'we'll talk about all the implications of that in just a second. But right now, I want you guys to go subscribe to Steelers Talk right now because the Steelers are 2-6. It's a very unfamiliar time for many Steelers fans out there. We're so used to success, and we're just not getting there right now. So right now, we need to come together as a fan base, and plain and simply, we're going to be doing a lot of great content here on the channel. We got a lot of draft stuff coming up because likely we're going to be drafting pretty high, so we're going to be doing some good draft stuff. And then also the trade deadline is Tuesday, so we'll be doing plenty of really good trade deadline content early in the week this week as well. So if you are interested in that sort of thing and free and daily Steelers content and analysis, click that big red button right now and subscribe to Steelers Talk. Now let's get into the game. 35-13 overall, just an overall embarrassment for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there's not much hope to be going around here. Kenny Pickett, 25 of 38 today, not bad, but no touchdowns and an interception. Chase Claypool had more passing touchdowns than him today, and I think that tells you a little bit about how the game went offensively. Najee Harris also wasn't fantastic in this one once again. It just seems like every single game at this point, the Steelers' run game, we're coming out of the game saying, man, that was terrible. I mean, 8 carries for 32 yards. I mean, it really is the offensive line. I mean, every single time Najee gets the ball, it's like he's getting hit right away, right when he gets the ball. The offensive line isn't holding their blocks, and there's defenders in the backfield. And then for the Eagles, it was just a fireworks show all day long. Jalen Hurts only had to throw it 28 times to get 285 yards. A.J. Brown with 3 touchdowns in the first half, 2 of them against Ahkello Witherspoon, who was just awful in this game. And it was just an overall terrible performance for the Steelers defense. So let's just get right into my takeaways of the game. And number one, season's over, guys. Playoff hopes, done. Steelers aren't making the playoffs. It's full-blown rebuild mode now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's take a look at the rest of the games here. We have a bye next week. Saints, Bengals, Colts, Falcons, Ravens, Panthers, Raiders, Ravens, and Browns to finish out the year. And right now, they only have one more loss to give. Like 10-7 is about the lowest you can get in the NFL and still make the postseason. And right now we have 6 losses. So out of those last 9 games, we need to win 8 of them. And that seems like an incredibly insurmountable task for a Steelers team that just hasn't been able to put it all together this year, offensively or defensively. So I'm coming out of this game with very little hope for any sort of playoff chances. I think right now the Steelers need to be focusing on Kenny Pickett's rookie year, making sure he develops, and then also looking ahead towards the future. So are the Steelers' playoff hopes dead now? Type Y for yes if you agree with me, or type N for no if you think the Steelers still have a chance to win 8 of their last 9 games, at least. And now my number 2 takeaway here is that it's time to grow. It's time to grow in all facets and look ahead to the future. Kenny Pickett is the future of this franchise. Whether or not you believe in him or not, he is, at least for the foreseeable future, our guy in Pittsburgh. And plain and simply, over the last couple of weeks, there's been some good things. He's a very decisive quarterback, which is something that I like. But there's definitely areas where he needs to improve. And right now, the focus needs to be every single move that the Steelers make has to be centered around getting this kid ready to play at a high level in future years to come so that he could lead this team to future Super Bowls and playoff victories. And right now, I mean, with Matt Canada's offense and everything that's going around defensively, forcing him to throw the ball time and time again in the second half, we are not putting ourselves in a position to help him grow. And right now, I'm not seeing a ton of growth on film, which is concerning to me. Hopefully, we see it for the rest of the year. Now, let's shift gears to Chase Claypool trade rumors. So another way that we could grow or get better or look ahead to the future is trade Chase Claypool or some of our other pieces for additional draft capital. But according to NFL.com, that doesn't seem to be happening. The Steelers are receiving a bunch of calls from a bunch of different teams around the league, seeing what the availability on Chase Claypool is, and apparently the price is extremely high, as I would say it should be. And right now, it doesn't look like he's going to be traded. No team is willing to trade what the Steelers want to get for him. So they said unless there's a major shift in mindset here, I don't know if a 35-13 loss to the Eagles is enough to shift the mindset there, but it's looking like Chase Claypool is going to remain a Steeler up until next season. He won't be traded by Tuesday's deadline. Now is the time in the show, guys, where I got to give a big shout out to our sponsor, BetUS, which is the sportsbook partner of Chat Sports, and they are offering you guys a 125% deposit bonus if you put a deposit down of $100 to $600. So if you put a deposit of any of that amount, 100 to 600, they're going to give you 125% of that money back to you for free to use on your bets. You got to use Steelers 125 as the promo code at chatsports.com/bet. Now, number 3 on my list is fire Matt Canada. I am done with this guy. We're heading into the bye. I mean, we got a chance to make a transition here. I think it's the best thing for Kenny Pickett to fire him right now. Give him a chance to work with this new offensive coordinator. I don't know if I think probably the best solution is Mike Sullivan, the quarterback's coach, would probably take over for Matt Canada. But I'm done with this Canadian guy, man. Like, seriously, this guy needs to be going. This guy I don't know what he's doing in the National Football League. I don't know what he does in his spare time. He must be drinking maple syrup or hugging a maple leaf tree or something. Like, this guy needs to be in the Canadian Football League instead of the American Football League. I'm running out of Canada jokes here, but like, at the end of the day, this guy doesn't belong with this organization. This is an organization of winners, of successful minds and football minds and coaches and players, and Matt Canada is not one of them. He hasn't been successful at LSU. He wasn't successful at Pitt. He's not successful now with the Steelers, and he never has been. So I want him gone now, so this is the perfect time to do it. The season is practically done for here. Here is my latest tweet, guys, and it's pretty much my letter to the Steelers organization right now. Our beloved Steelers, we the people of Steeler Nation humbly demand that offensive coordinator Matt Canada be fired immediately. We will have our voices heard. And guys, if you want to get this message out right now, like or retweet that tweet. Like the tweet on my Twitter account at Jack_Sperry, and then also like this video if you want Matt Canada to be fired. We need to have our voices heard, guys. So go to that tweet right now. It's my pinned tweet on my Twitter. Retweet it, and then like this video to make your voices heard and try to get a little bit of influence here on the Steelers organization and get them to fire this clown Canada. Now, before we get into the next segment here, let's give a little shout out to 3 people that followed me on Twitter over the last couple of days. Brian Strickle, thank you so much for the follow, man. Clyde Kemp, thank you so much, dude. And then Bryson Moe, I'm not going to say all those numbers, but I love the Troy Polamalu jersey there, man. That's fantastic. I love it. Now, as promised, here is our special shout out. So on Friday, on the preview video, I said somebody's going to get a special shout out for whoever puts the most FPHIs in the comment section, and the winner was Pulse Wolf. Thank you so much, dude. You put in a ton of FPHIs. That was awesome. So here's your special shout out, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. So now, finally, what is your one-word reaction to today's game versus the Philadelphia Eagles? To me, my one-word reaction is I am crushed, guys. I'm crushed by this loss because I really wanted to go into the bye with a little bit of hope with TJ Watt coming back in Week 10 and, coming off of a big win against a really good football team and having some hope for a potential playoff run in the second half. Now those hopes have been completely dashed by today's performance, and I am just overall I'm very upset with where the Steelers are right now, but I am looking forward to some of the content that we're going to have on the channel in the coming days. Now, don't forget, we have a poll in the community section where we're breaking down this topic for the week. Should the Steelers consider tanking the season for a better draft selection in the 2023 NFL Draft? Make sure to put your comments on this poll, because we're going to take the top 3 best comments and we're going to break them down here on the show next Friday. Now, that'll be it for today's show. I appreciate you guys so much. I know it's a tough one today, guys, but we got to stick together. And at the end of the day, Steeler Nation is still the best fan base in the National Football League. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.